Michael is still moving through the southern Gulf of Mexico, but it's beginning to pick up a good bit of speed. This time yesterday it was moving at 7 miles per hour, now up to 12, but it is going to be moving through some very warm water in the Gulf. In fact, the mid-80s is all the way through the Yucatan Peninsula up into Pensacola and Panama City, so very, very warm water for the storm to feed off of. So I'm expecting over about the next 12 hours for this to become a Category 2 and eventually a Category 3 storm before making landfall around Panama City tomorrow. So this is the latest track that just came out. We are looking at it to become a Category 3 like I mentioned and then make landfall at some point tomorrow afternoon. I'm leaning more towards noon to maybe 2 o'clock as a time frame that's going to make landfall in between Panama City and Apalachicola. Now as it continues to move up towards the north, it's going to pick up even more speed, and that is good news. I know a fast moving storm doesn't sound too good at face value, but whenever you have a storm moving a lot slower, you see these winds for a longer period of time, you see a lot more rain moving on through. So the fact that it's going to be picking up a lot of speed is better news for Georgia, South and North Carolina compared to what it would have been, say, if a storm like Florence or Harvey moved through as it drug along the coast. So we're not going to see a storm like Florence or Harvey here. This is going to be much more like Dennis from 2005. That was a fast moving storm that took a very similar path to the one that you see right here. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these wind speeds though. Now here in middle Georgia, there's going to be a lot of places that are going to see tropical storm force winds. That's potentially there for everyone up until about Atlanta. As far as they're concerned, you're seeing a lot of green closer towards that region, but further down towards the south, a lot of that purple area showing you near 100%. That's going to be going all the way down towards the Gulf Coast. And now down there, they're probably going to see winds over 100 miles per hour. In the middle of Georgia, however, you're not really looking at values like that. You're probably going to have winds in between maybe 35 and 70 at absolute most. Another big thing we're going to be tracking all across the southeast is going to be potential rainfall. Now again, this is going to be a faster moving storm, so we're not going to see rainfall totals at least further inland of 10 inches. But in the middle of Georgia, I think 4 to 6 is going to be possible in the lighter orange and yellow that you see right here. Closer towards the coast, however, that's where we are going to be seeing a lot brighter colors. So around Dothan, they're actually going to be expecting closer to about 10 inches, and closer down towards Panama City and over towards Destin, that's where you could potentially see a full foot of rain in between late Tuesday and early Wednesday. Another big thing to track with a system like this is going to be power outage potential. Everywhere down towards the south of Warner Robins, including everywhere along the Gulf Coast, is looking at widespread power outages to maybe take into effect whenever we get into the storm making landfall. Now, as far as middle Georgia and further north is concerned, I think scattered power outages are possible, so not everyone is going to lose power, but it's certainly possible for everyone that you saw there in that deeper yellow. The last thing I want to show you is the threat index, and this is going to be for everyone that lives along the Gulf Coast all the way up into middle Georgia. As far as tornadoes are concerned with these systems, they can't be completely ruled on out. The bigger issue, though, is going to be these winds. With tropical storm force winds, they can cause widespread damage across an area, even this far inland. Heavy rain is possible, as we covered before, and we might even see a few thunderstorms passing us by with this as well.